Is your team winning in Week 16 of the 2025 NFL season? I think I've got the answer, so let's go ahead and dive on into our Week 16 NFL predictions. Before we do, a quick look at our standings over here. As you can see, my dad is leading the charge, 7 games ahead of the rest of the pack. Then me, Gronk, ChatGPT are all in a bit of a tight race. And then my way too early predictions, they suck. Forget about them. Let's go ahead and get on to these predictions. But before we do, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know down in the comments below, what is your biggest upset of this week? Who do you think gets the biggest win? Who do you think gets the largest margin of victory? I want to hear what you guys have to say. I do respond to every comment I get, or just about every comment I get, so go ahead and keep me honest down below. Alright, so kicking things off here for the battle for the NFC West, the Los Angeles Rams going to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. A huge game, as the winner almost assuredly will win the NFC West, barring a complete collapse. That being said, though, I feel like the Rams are the more complete team. They've been able to thoroughly dominate more teams. Yeah, they had that loss to the Panthers, but they've been complete throughout the entire season. Meanwhile, the Seahawks, they've had a couple scares, especially to, Grandpa Rivers over there on the Colts last week. That being said, I'm taking the Rams. My weekly predictions is taking the Rams. My dad has the Rams, ChatGPT has Seattle, and Gronk has Seattle as well. Alright, moving on to the Saturday doubleheader with the first game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. The Commanders have a chance to spoil the Eagles' chances at clinching the division this week. Meanwhile, the Eagles trying to clinch that NFC East and a playoff berth for this year to put the Dallas Cowboys out of their misery. That being said, though, it is going to be on the road, but the Eagles are the better team, so I am taking the Philadelphia Eagles. My weekly predictions has the Commanders, my dad has the Eagles, ChatGPT has the Eagles, and Gronk has the Eagles as well. Moving on now to the huge game of the week, the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears. This game is going to, I believe, inevitably be for the NFC North. Whoever wins this game, I believe, is going to go on to win that division. This being in Chicago, I think Chicago has the upper hand on this game. Granted, Rome Odunze has been on the injury report this week. We'll see how he can fare on Saturday. But that being said, I still don't think that changes my belief. I got the Chicago Bears getting this one. My weekly predictions has the Bears. My dad has the Bears. ChatGPT has the Packers. And Gronk has the Chicago Bears. Moving on now to Sunday's action, and we got the Buffalo frickin' Bills going to Cleveland to take on the Browns. A lot of playoff implications in store this week. You guys will see, but a lot of them are spread out. The Bills trying to stay alive in that AFC East race. Granted, they can't be eliminated, I don't believe. There might be a mathematical situation I'm not thinking of, but either way, they need every win they can get at this point. It doesn't matter. They gotta win and win and win. If they don't keep winning, they're gonna drop a game, and it's against the Browns. Yeah, Shadur is playing pretty good football, but it's the Buffalo Bills. I got the Bills. My weekly predictions has the Bills. My dad has the Bills. ChatGPT has the Bills, and Gronk has the Bills as well. Moving on now to the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. This is a big one for the Cowboys, as if the Eagles lose on Saturday, they're still fighting for that NFC East, no matter how unlikely it may seem. And again, the Chargers trying to clinch a playoff berth, trying to stay alive in that AFC West race, trying to stay alive in all of them races, potentially even for that top seed if everyone collapses down the stretch. That being said, though, the Chargers, they're going to Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys, while they're good, the Chargers, I feel like, have that better edge. So I got the Chargers. My weekly predictions has the Chargers. My dad has the Chargers. ChatGPT has the Dallas Cowboys. But Gronk is going back with the Los Angeles Chargers. Up next, we got the Kansas City Chiefs going to Tennessee to take on the Titans. This should be a fun one here. I feel like the Titans have been building something pretty good. Meanwhile, the Chiefs have had their struggles, and they're going to be without Patrick Mahomes. Yes, this could be the game that Gardner Minshew rallies the team and rallies the troops to get a win, but with this being in Tennessee, I feel like they've been playing good enough football to be able to sneak a win somewhere, and I think this is going to be their next win. I'm taking the Tennessee Titans. My weekly predictions has the Chiefs. My dad has the Chiefs. ChatGPT has the Chiefs, and Gronk is going with the Kansas City Chiefs. Moving on now to Quinn Ewers making his first start in South Beach. The Miami Dolphins hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. It came out earlier this week that the Dolphins are benching Tua Tagovailoa and going to be riding off of Quinn Ewers. This is basically a move saying, hey, we're looking at Quinn, we're seeing what he's got, but we're almost assuredly drafting a quarterback high next year. And in this draft, there's a lot of quarterback talent to go around, so Miami is going to have their choice of the buffet. They're going to get whatever they want. So this being said, though, in Miami, I think Quinn Ewers can go out and get the first win. The Bengals have had some struggles. It's in Miami. The Dolphins have played well at home, especially in warmer games. So that being said, I'm taking the Dolphins. My weekly predictions has the Bengals. My dad has the Bengals. ChatGPT has the Dolphins. And Gronk has the Dolphins as well. Moving on now to a pseudo tank bowl, the New York Jets taking on the New Orleans Saints. This game has been an interesting one as the Saints have 2 wins against the Carolina Panthers. The Jets have been playing some decent football as it is, but overall this game, it doesn't really matter who wins, it's really a tank bowl. That being said though, I got the Saints, my weekly predictions has the Saints, my dad has the Saints, ChatGPT has the Saints, and Grok has the Saints as well. Moving on now to the Minnesota Vikings going to New York to take on the Giants. The Giants tanking a little bit right now with their franchise quarterback, mind you. They got a franchise quarterback ready to go. They just need some help building up around him and a good coach. The Vikings, meanwhile, while having been eliminated, they are trying to evaluate J.J. McCarthy. These next couple weeks are big for J.J. McCarthy. If he can prove to this team that, hey, he has flashes, he's developing, then I don't think they draft a quarterback this year coming up. But if he shows that, hey, I'm still the same 9 as I always was, maybe Minnesota goes quarterback in the draft this year. We'll have to see what they end up doing. But J.J. McCarthy has not been getting it done. He needs to prove that he can. That being said, I have the Vikings winning this one. My weekly predictions has the Giants. My dad has the Vikings. ChatGPT has the Vikings. And Grok has the Vikings as well. Moving on now to the big one. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Carolina to take on the Panthers. This game for the NFC South. Remember, these two teams are going to meet twice in 3 weeks. Once in Carolina and then again on week 18 in Tampa Bay, which will probably be for the division, I would suspect. But I do think that these teams are going to split the home and home across these last 3 weeks. I got Carolina winning at home and I got Tampa winning at home week 18, barring anything crazy. So that being said, this week I got the Carolina Panthers. My weekly predictions has the Carolina Panthers. My dad has the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. ChatGPT has the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Grok has the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. Up next, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars going to, in my opinion, still one of the bigger frauds in the AFC, the Denver Broncos. They are more fraudulent, in my opinion, than a Nigerian prince asking for $10,000 in exchange for some gold that he's going to transfer you someday. That being said, the Broncos have been managing to pull out some sneaky wins, but I do think the Jaguars are the better team. That being said, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. My weekly predictions has the Jaguars. My dad has the Broncos. ChatGPT has the Broncos. And Grok has the Denver Broncos. Well, this game's meaningless. The Atlanta Falcons going to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Both these teams are racing for the bottom. I got the Falcons. My weekly predictions has the Falcons. My dad has the Falcons. ChatGPT has the Falcons. And Grok has the Falcons as well. Now we got a huge game with many implications on both sides of the NFL. The Pittsburgh mother-loving Steelers going to Detroit to take on the Lions. A huge game in Detroit this week. The Lions are fighting for their playoff lives. With a loss, they are eliminated, I believe, from NFC North contention right off the bat. And with a loss, they can also be eliminated from the playoff picture entirely. So that being said here, this is a big one. The Steelers as well needing this one. The Steelers effectively need to win at least one of the next 2 games between the Lions and the Browns and have the Ravens lose these next 2 games for week 18 to be meaningless. Whereas if the Steelers sweep these next 2 games between the Lions and Browns, the Ravens just need to drop 1 for week 18 to mean nothing for this team. The Steelers trying to get into that playoff spot again, as they always seem to do under Mike Tomlin. Plus, a win would clinch Tomlin his whatever straight season of having a non-losing record. With this one being in Detroit, though, I do think the Steelers, it depends on what team shows up. I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers. My weekly predictions has the Steelers. My dad has the Lions. ChatGPT's got the Lions. And Grok has the Detroit flippin' Lions. Well, we got 3 games left on the docket. Let's go ahead and go to the Las Vegas Raiders going to Houston to take on the Texans. A big one here for Houston as they are trying to fight to remain in that playoff spot in the AFC. I personally don't think they'll have much of an issue retaining it. And that being said, it is the Raiders that they're going up against. So, I got the Texans. My weekly predictions has the Texans. My dad has the Texans. ChatGPT has the Texans. And Grok has the Texans as well. Up next, we got the New England Patriots. The dynasty rises again, going to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. The Ravens needing this one to stay alive in that AFC North race. Remember, as we stated with the Steelers, if the Ravens lose both, the Steelers just need to win 1. If the Steelers win both, the Ravens just need to lose 1. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one. But this one, a big one in Baltimore. The Patriots trying to vie for that top seed over Denver. We'll see who ends up getting it, but I have the New England Patriots. My weekly predictions has the Baltimore Ravens. My dad has the Patriots. ChatGPT has the Ravens, and Grok has the Baltimore Ravens. Last but not least for this video, we have the San Francisco 49ers going to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Now, before you guys click away after these predictions, we will go through our live streaming schedule where we'll be providing live coverage, and I have a special message for you guys guys at the end of the video as well, so make sure you stick around for that. But we have the Niners and Colts. Again, the Colts are starting Grandpa Rivers, Old Man Rivers at quarterback. He's not bad. He had his moments, but I just don't know how well he's going to fare against that Niners D. That Niners front seven has been feasting. The secondary has been strong. The offense has been getting the job done. The Niners are firing on all cylinders, just begging the Seahawks and Rams to drop some games so they can take that division. That being said, I got the Niners. My Wagel predictions has the Niners. My dad's got the Niners. ChatGPT has the Niners. And Grok has the Niners as well. Alright, so as promised, here is our streaming schedule. Yes, I know I got the times flipped up for the 2 games on Wednesday. Those have already happened. Huge shout out to Audience last night for that. I'll elaborate more here in a minute. But we also got coverage tonight of the Rams taking on the Seahawks. A couple of bowl games, some hockey, some football. Nice little mix. You guys can see it there. But on Sunday at 1 p.m., I need your guys' support. I need your guys' opinions. I have a poll currently going on under the post tab of the YouTube channel. And that is where you guys can make your voice heard. We have 3 games we're debating on covering. It's the Chargers-Cowboys, or the Bills-Browns, or it's the second game of the home and home between the Washington Capitals and the Detroit Red Wings. Almost at the Detroit Lions there. But I need you guys to vote on who you guys want me to cover, basically. What game you guys want me to do. And I will do the game that has the most support in that poll come Saturday night. So, that being said, go ahead and vote in that poll. And before we close out this video, I just want to take a minute, just a huge heartfelt thank you. I know I did this last week, but again, we just crossed over 500 subscribers on Tuesday, man. And then we are honing in on 550 as of recording this after an explosive stream between the Golden Knights and the Devils last night, man. I am just completely astounded. I mean, I'm just doing this stuff. It's you guys that are helping making this grow. So all love goes back to you guys. Again, it's just absolutely incredible to see what's going on with this channel. And this is only the beginning. We're not even at the end of 2025 yet. And we're honing in on 550 subscribers. You guys have been crushing every wildest stream I had. So, for the channel growth. So, man, much love to Allians. And with that, I'll see you guys tonight for some coverage of the Seahawks taking on the Rams. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace out and have a good one.